Thanks for being with us here at 5. I'm Marie Saavedra.
And I'm Joe Donlin. Still a lot of questions about what caused a Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines jet to collide Wednesday as emergency crews continued their recovery efforts in the Potomac River in Washington, D.C.
Our Sabrina Franz is live with us in studio. And minutes ago, Sabrina, we did just hear from the NTSB.
We did some really important updates here. The National Transportation Safety Board says that barges are en route and will be on scene early tomorrow, so crews can continue salvaging evidence and finding victims. They have recovered 2 black boxes from the plane. One of the recorders in one of those boxes was wet, and they're working to recover data from that. They're confident that they'll be able to do so. Meantime, CBS News is speaking exclusively with the parents of 2 of the victims, the fathers of a U.S. Army Black Hawk pilot and the pilot and first officer of the American Airlines flight.
I just knew that it was him. My wife was telling me, he's not flying as frequently. Maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. My heart just broke.
Gary O'Hara says his son Ryan, a U.S. Army Black Hawk pilot, loved flying over Washington, D.C. Ryan was 28 years old and leaves behind a wife and a 1-year-old son. His father says Ryan trusted his crew with his life. 2 Army soldiers knocked on his door yesterday morning.
To deliver a letter to say that, your son appears to have been killed in a tragic accident and, offer their condolences. They go through it's really like your worst nightmare as a parent of somebody in the military, seeing 2 Army officers at my front door. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, well,
CBS News also sat down with Tim Lilly, father of Sam Lilly, who was among the crew of the American Airlines flight. He imagined what his son's final moments might have been like.
If he was a pilot flying, he didn't give up all the way to the ground or all the way to the water. Really, he would have been moving those controls and trying to figure out what's going on.
The U.S. Army soldiers in the Black Hawk were conducting a proficient training flight, an annual evaluation for the experienced crew. 60 passengers and 4 crew members were on the American Airlines plane when the 2 aircraft collided. Officials have so far recovered 41 bodies and identified 28 of those people. Crews are waiting for the equipment that will help them move debris so they can get to the remaining victims.
I believe that when we remove the aircraft, that will help us resolve this number.
Coming up tonight on CBS's Evening News, we'll hear more from both of those families. D.C. officials promise to provide another update on their rescue mission tomorrow. Back to this.
Just heartbreaking to hear those fathers and all of the families have been so deeply impacted by
As
this.
you keep hearing the next victim and the next victim, it just gets worse and worse.
And the stories behind them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sabrina.